What's up, guys? It's Monkey Rascal. Finally doing a little beat breakdown for my second place beat from about a month ago now. I figured better late than never. But yeah, hopefully my computer doesn't crap out on me. It's a very old man computer. But yeah, let's just get into it. I just want to give a quick run through of the track. That day, I think I just started out with drums. I started just with a kick and a clap pattern. I knew I wanted to make like some sloppy 120, 130 shit. So, just like a simple kick and clap. Didn't quantize it, kept it pretty loose. Then I added some hi-hats. Simple, just something to keep the pulse a little bit. And then I added this weird polyrhythm I found that honestly I think really brings the groove together and makes it nastier. It was like this cowbell ride cymbal sort of thing I found in a loop. It was originally a full drum loop, but I just tried to isolate the transient of that little cowbell thing. But originally sounded like like that. So yeah, I just try to get some of the noise out, EQ'd it, and then I sidechained it because it was taking up a lot of space. Yeah, and that's actually it for the drums. Yeah, and I was a little short on time that day because I got home late. Kenny had already started the battle, and so I had even less time, which was maybe good because then I really couldn't overthink shit because I just had to do it, keep going. And so then after the drums, I was like, all right, time to lay down some chords. And I think my favorite part of the beat is just that these chords were played on this Ableton stock choir patch. These crazy portamento choirs in Ableton sound really cool to me. Like, honestly, I've been using a lot of the stock sounds in Ableton just because they sound so weird and cheesy and very unique. It may be kind of shitty, but like, it's mostly just because they lack frequency definition. But like, once you layer them and process them in the right context, they can sound pretty cool. And then I think really this sound is kind of what set off in my mind like where I wanted this beat to go. Because I just played these chords on this patch and I was like, just had such this quirky, warm feeling to it. So I think at that point I just resampled the chords. So I just wanted them to be a little crazier and I just chopped them up. I chopped it up, pitched up different parts of it, an octave, up and down an octave. Just to make it sound more like a sample, I don't think there's any processing other than the EQ. Yeah, because I just really like the way it sounded on its own. And then I knew I needed something melodic that had something to ground the rhythm a little bit more. Because it was just that wonky polyrhythm, the drums, and the chords. So I had this little Vox one-shot melody. Yeah, simple. I resampled it, but originally it was just like this Vox one shot. I don't know where I found it. And it's really the first thing. I was so low on time, I think it was the first thing I played. So I wasn't even sure, like, oh man, is this even in the right key? But I had to keep going. Yeah, and I think without it, the groove would be harder to digest, maybe. Yeah, I think it's easier to nod to when that melody is there. It grounds it a little bit more. Then once I'd done that, I think I was just like, time for the 808. Just a simple, I think it was from a Kaytranada pack, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't do anything to it really. didn't sidechain it. Yeah, and if you, the interesting thing about this beat is that it's fucking clipping, like, really hard. Which, you know, I mean, it was just one of those days, you know, I mean, sometimes you gotta do it. If I had more time, I probably would have done that differently, but, you know, whatever. I think it works well in the context of the bass distorting like that. Maybe it kind of sounds like an intentional stylistic choice, so whatever. Yeah, and then after that, I think probably the most important part of this beat and beats like these fake Monty beats, so to speak, I think it's just the little fragments of texture that are scattered throughout. The little, like what I like to do is just chop up little bits of bubbly laser textures that have a lot of like, just for like this like top end texture moment that comes in, and it's just like, I usually compress the shit out of them too, so they're really in your face. I consolidate all of my textures to this one track because they were taking up so much room, but it's essentially just these bubbly textures cut up into little pieces, and then little lasers and reversed noise sweeps and so forth. Yeah, I think it just makes everything about the beat feel more intentional and more left field, and it sticks out more. And then it makes, like with these type of beats, I really like to utilize the gaps a lot, especially at the end of like a 4-bar phrase, like the pickups to the phrase being, you cut out some of the chords and the drums, and it's just, you get this like this weird little swell and texture moment, such as this, just to kind of like keep the ears, keep it interesting, make it crazier. And for moments like these, I just I'll combine, like, I reversed parts of the chords I played, then chopped them up, and then I just combine those with the textures. Yeah, I think that's it for that part. Going forward, in the next part, I basically just replayed the chords because I just wanted like another section, a little variation, and I replayed the chords on a Rhodes patch and then resampled them, but this is what it originally sounded like. Yeah, I liked how that sounded, but I wanted to... For sound design, I usually just always resample things, and I like to chop things up in audio. I just prefer to work in audio because I feel like I have more control that way. And I feel like you can do kind of more interesting things in audio that you could... Sometimes you can't even accomplish with processing anyways, because it's just... And it works faster, and it just... Especially good for like beat battles when you're just trying to like hammer something out really quickly. Just resample and just start chopping it up as fast as you can. So the chopped up version, I basically just tried to create like a little call and response type phrase, which was this. So I just grouped, there's 3 layers to this one sound. It's just like, I think it's just 2 different octaves. There's, this one's pitch down an octave, this one's pitch up an octave, and this is just normal. Just to make it sound as full as I could. That's also a really good, like, quick, easy way to make this fill out the spectrum, is just like do a couple layers with different octaves. And that part, then I chopped up little parts of it here and just EQ'd it really weirdly, I guess, and sidechained it, and used a phaser. I think oh right, I just automated, but I just randomly pulled that part around because I like the little movements it gave it. makes it kind of sound alien like. Yeah, and then the only instance of the sample I use is in this section. Because, like, when I first heard the sample, I really didn't know what I wanted to do with it. I heard the drum loop, and I figured, like, I'd use it as perk later, but I just wanted to start the beat and see what... Yeah, so when I made the first section, I figured I wanted to turn this little perk loop into, like, a little triplet type rhythm, which ended up being like this. Yeah, and it's just like time stretched different parts, made parts of them into like a roll sort of thing, like. And yeah, the pocket of it actually worked out way better than I thought it would. Yeah, so I kind of got lucky, like with a lot of these things, like it doesn't always work out like this, but like whatever was going on this day, like I just kind of would do things and they seemed to kind of work, and like, yeah, it was just a lucky day, I guess. Who knows? So everything together in the section. Oh, and the little Vox one-shot thing. I think it's like a Beyonce acapella. I took like a little part. Am I mistaken? Yep. Irreplaceable Beyonce. It's like a little... from one of her words she sang. Cool. Then after that, there's just one more section with the... I just played this little arpeggio. I think at that point I had like 10 minutes left, and I was really scrambling, but I knew I just wanted to do one last little thing to put over the edge. So I just made like this sine wave operator patch with a little bit of pitch envelope and chorus delay. Just sound like this. I think it was really the first thing I played too, because I wasn't sure, like, actually if it would sound out of place, if people would think it was a little much, but I think it turned out okay. So I resampled it and just figured it, and I tried to fit it into the phrasing of the chords I played before, the reversed ones. So it sounds like... Wait a second, did I think I forgot to EQ that. Where'd you go? Whoops. So this is the bottom of that's been playing this whole time. Oh well. Yeah, and that is the end of the beat. It's really not too many parts, actually. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I'm not really that used to making... I wasn't making too many things in this BPM range before. So it was kind of a nice change for me. But yeah, shout out to Kenny, and shout out to everybody who competed in the finals. I had fun. It was an honor to be among the legends. Yeah, I look forward to seeing the new season of the battles and continuing to make some stuff. Yeah, the last thing I'll say, I guess, just like in terms of sound design, like my setup is very limited. I really only use operator stock sounds and that electric piano plugin, and I found that has actually been good for me, because it's just forced me to get more creative and I can't hide behind anything fancy, and I have to make sure my ideas are strong, So I think in a way I encourage you, if you can, just to like try and limit yourself, even just for fun. Like, see if you can make something just with Ableton stock sounds. Like, I mean, they do kind of sound like shit, but like, just for fun. But yeah, cheers, guys.